What up, Scan? Welcome to Bar Vibes and Bryce. The fourth giving out raw reaction and interacting with the masses. No subject is safe. You hear the people, the noise, but that's the point because without the people, what is the point? Embracing vibrations. I'm laughing. You'll understand why I'm laughing because you'll see the picture that starts this off. Um, we had a NFL week in the middle of the season where there were no bye weeks. If you follow the NFL, you would know that after week 4, there's always going to be somebody on a bye. This is week 8. No one on a bye. The weirdest shit ever. And so, hey, we got to talk about every game, and I'm here to give it to you. And you know where we're starting. Go Birds. Go Birds. Go Birds. Eagles, Bengals. Yet again, here we go with the, and that wasn't a joke for Yak Prescott. Woke up late yet again. It was back and forth. Eagles not scoring points in the first quarter yet again. At this point, I feel like it's a ritual. It's just like, yeah, we don't need to do that. We can just cruise, and then second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter, destruction. It got to the point where I didn't even realize that Saquon Barkley had 108 yards on 22 carries. It was just so routine at this point. Again, I don't know how the Giants let this man just walk away with no regard. With no regard. If I had to give the Eagles a sore spot, watching the game with my lady, with my people, third down during the first quarter and a half into the second quarter, niggas couldn't get off the field on third down. They had a 3rd and 22, and you let Joe Burrow run around and throw a fucking first down. It got to the point where it was like the 7th one, and I was just looking at her, and she was like, they're gonna get this right. And I was like, yeah, gotta fix that. But I wish that Dallas Goedert was on the field because Calcaterra is proven to be that number 2 tight end that we need. Just like Dallas Goedert was the number 2 receiver tight end that we needed when we had Zach Ertz. It's just a flow. It's a flow. The offense is playing free. People are open. Jalen Hurts is making some good decisions. 3rd game in a row with no turnovers. Love to see that. I don't know what direction the Bengals are going into right now. Their conference, which is the AFC, even at their division, Pittsburgh, Ravens, the Browns beat the Ravens. This is weird. The Bengals had a chance to, at least be in it, and they're not. I don't know what it is. It's not even the defense. I think the Bengals make mistakes at the most inopportune times. You go up 17-17, and then you just show nothing for it. Shout out to the Eagles making halftime adjustments. Shout out to the Eagles not being afraid to run, the quarterback sneak, even though you have Saquon. You do what works. Shout out to Devontae Smith not being, discouraged, for not getting targets last week. And, Eagles win, and that's all I cared about. This is a game, because the Bengals have had success in the past couple of years, that I was like, hey, they got to win this game, and they did. Go Birds. Rams Vikings. They were on Jay Jettas early. As they should, and you could tell from the Rams' perspective that they definitely missed Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp. But you don't leave Demarcus Robinson one-on-one. That was very dumb. And then I saw the Rams score with some tight end that I didn't even know. I had no clue who he was, but he was fucking cooking. Chef Boyardee cooking. Sam Darnold for the Vikings. He's playing really good football. it's different from when he was in Carolina or when he was with the Jets. He looks very decisive, and if it wasn't for a face mask on this, in the end zone that resulted in a safety, we may or may not be having a different conversation. The only other thing I had to say about this game was that Kyron Williams for the Rams loves this team, and he got the onside kick. Good for them. The Rams are in a very, very weird spot where it's like, I don't think Matt Stafford's going to be on this team next year, but right now, they got things to do. Falcons and the Bucks. The Falcons are dominating the NFC South. It's very rare to have a team play 4 games within the first 8 games against divisional rivals. Falcons have done that. Falcons have beaten them all. They've beaten the Bucks twice, and they've beaten the other Saints, and they've beaten God damn it, the Panthers. Excuse me. They've beaten the Panthers already 4-0. Locked up, clack. No Akon. And the Falcons, Todd Bowles, the head coach for the Bucks, he's running in very weird old school defense where he's like, I'm gonna blitz you and you're just gonna figure it out. Yeah, of course we're gonna figure it out because we know what you're doing. And at this point now, what's up, my guy? Baker is. Hey, step around here. Step around here. Give me a second. Step around here. Oh, say less. You got it, bro. He's got a Jason mask on. I was just trying to get him in the video. I can't see so. He couldn't see. He was like, I gotta use the bathroom. But Baker is literally doing everything on his own. He's missing his top 2 targets, and he's not playing badly. He's not. But I thought he had it in him until he threw a pick, a very bad pick, and I knew that hero ball was coming from Baker because that's just the type of guy he is. And then he threw another pick. And then you got Bijan Robinson, who is not to be denied. He had a really nice touchdown that was called back on a hold, which was bullshit. And he was like, fuck it, I'll score again. I think the biggest story from this game is Kyle Pitts playing with his food. So he's running. He's at the 10-yard line. The DB is running after him, full speed. Puts the ball down, and he knocks it out, but they don't review it. I don't understand why there are no goal line cameras. He knocked the ball out of his hand. It was not a touchdown. Flawed. Things are going to be flawed. That's football. That's sports. It is what it is. Packers and Jags. It was a lot more competitive than I expected. Jordan Love got hurt again. Had a really good first 3 quarters up until 13 minutes, I think, in the third quarter. And then Malik Willis comes in, and he is trying to be Jacoby Brissett, which means he's trying to be a lifetime backup, which is a great gig to have. I will tell people this all the time. If I was a backup quarterback on a team with a franchise quarterback, it's the greatest gig of all time. You're making like $5 million a year. You get to go to like places like, hey, what do you do for a living? Oh, yeah, I'm a quarterback in the NFL. It's the greatest thing. If you've never watched Blue Mountain State, watch Blue Mountain State. It's one of the greatest reality or fake reality shows about a guy. Go watch it. Backup quarterback is the greatest position to ever have in the NFL. You don't have to do shit. You're the morale guy, and that's what. And then you get in, and you showcase your talents for like a quarter. I don't understand why the Raiders and the Packers switched running backs, because Aaron Jones is in L.A. and then Jones is in Green Bay, and I don't understand it because they're the same player. They're the same guy. It makes no sense. They run the same way. Weird. It wouldn't have started off better if Jordan Love threw a pick and then also Trevor Law threw a pick. Shout out to my guy right here, living it up. Appreciate you, my boy. The Jags had a chance to go up. Nah, because there was a Trevor Lawrence fumble. in the red zone. I think it's at this point where I feel like Trevor Lawrence just enjoys fumbling the football for absolutely no reason at all. Zero reason. And then they got the Jaguars got a chance to go up because Mark Ingram had a fucking spectacular catch over 3 dudes on tight end day. And they still couldn't pull it out. Jaguars got Christian Kirk hurt, broken collarbone. Brian Thomas Jr., he's a phenomenal rookie receiver. I think he has a chest injury. Yeah, it's crazy. Shout out to Chris Brooks. He's a player that plays for the Packers. He has been in the league for 2 years, full 2 years, has never scored a touchdown in the NFL, and went down because it mattered most to his team. Shout out to that guy. Seahawks Bills. Keon Coleman, the receiver for the Bills, started off with a very, very nice catch. Sick-ass fucking catch. And it showed that Josh Allen actually runs this offense. It's similar to how Jalen Hurts runs the Eagles offense, where he has control at the line. And this was not the call. The call on the third down was a run. He sees Keon Coleman inside leverage on the corner, and he's like, no, I'm going to throw him this fade. Catches it with one hand on his helmet. Fire. Josh Allen's on a fire tear right now. Also, first pick of the year. I think he has 20 touchdowns and 1 pick. Still fire. He's come a long way from just like trying to be a gunslinger and just throwing picks. No, he's taking care of the football. Seattle could not just muster any offense whatsoever. Even after halftime, they came out. The blitz exposed Geno Smith, on Sunday. You hate to see it. James Cook, the running back for the Bills, sneaky top 10 running back. He runs with purpose, and he's not worried about you doing anything where it's like he's running directly at you. He's pad level on a beat. There were so many penalties in this game for Seattle. That's not an excuse, but there were. Cowboys versus the 49ers. The last time I checked, the Dallas Cowboys were all in. That's weird. That's very weird. But I digress. What was the point of the Dallas Cowboys resting Dalvin Cook for 8 weeks? Your run game is already trash. All the people that you were playing weren't good. What was the point? You hate to see it. Brock Purdy is out here trying to secure that bag. I tell you that right now. He had a really good game. He really did. I don't understand why people don't talk about Dak Prescott's underthrows and overthrows more. So he had 2 picks. One was the underthrow, one was the overthrow. He also threw it into double coverage, and it was an underthrow. It was so bad. George Kittle shows out on his self-proclaimed National Tight End Day. Gotta love that. Gotta love that. He had 128 yards and a touchdown. And the Niners' old school lettering in their end zone, top fucking notch. CeeDee Lamb scored on a wide open touchdown, and then he scored on another wide open touchdown, but not as wide open. And Chris Collinsworth was like, oh, that was the most wide open touchdown I've ever seen. No, the first one was more wide open. There was not a person in America near him. At the end of the day, Brock Purdy had 56 yards rushing. The Cowboys as a team had 56 yards rushing. Think about that. At the end of the day, and it's going to be at the end of the day, are they still them boys? I'm just wondering. Bears Commanders. Yeah, of course, we got to talk about this. The NFL was expecting a rookie shootout, and it was quite the opposite. It was a defensive field goal fest until the very end of the game. And DeAndre Swift for the Bears continues to fucking hoop. He took that shit that people were saying about him personally when they were like, oh, what was the point of bringing in DeAndre Swift? He should not have got that money. Oh, no. He was the reason why they won this fucking game. Or they almost won this game. Excuse me. The Bears did not win. Caleb Williams was struggling to push the ball down the field until the fourth quarter. And even still, they gave the Commanders a chance to win. Jaden Daniels was barely hurt last week. I've been saying this over and over. The man laughed when they asked him about his ribs. He's like, oh, yeah, I don't want to talk about it. No, you weren't hurt, bro. It's okay. And then you got the Commanders handing the ball off to a lineman when the game is on the line. For what? We don't need these trick plays. It's stupid. But obviously the biggest thing from this game is that Tyreek Stevenson is a D-hole. Hey. Talk about Stevie. You go out and you taunt the fans and you celebrate for 4 seconds while there's a full play going. And you're the reason why the tip pass is scored on you. The game was over. The Bears outplayed the Commanders, but not on the score sheet. A win is a win. Commanders on top of the NFC East. They deserve it. I'm not mad. It is what it is. Got to do what you got to do. Ravens versus the Browns. What? The Browns beat the Ravens? You know why? Because when you believe in things that you don't understand, you no longer suffer. Superstition on the way. It ain't the way. And it wasn't the way for the Ravens. It was a really good game for both teams offensively. Kevin Stefanski, the coach for the Browns, can now literally say, like, I was forced to start Deshaun Watson, and you see what happens when I don't have to. Jameis Winston was being a gunslinger. He was throwing in the tight windows. He was taking risks on the sideline, taking risks on third downs. And the Browns fans have to be so fucking happy. Their tickets were still $30, $40. It was fucking packed in there. They look like a different team with Jameis. I don't even know who fucking Cedric Tillman is, the receiver for the Browns. He was torching the Ravens DBs. The Ravens had so many drops. Bateman blamed the sun when he dropped and he pointed up in the air. Was like, they had the problem with the Ravens is they had too many third and longs. A lot of third and 13s, a lot of third and 9s, where you're just relying on Lamar to get you out of a jam. Is Justin Tucker okay? That's what I'm wondering. He had a really low kick from like 40 that he barely made because the announcer was like, he missed. Oh no, he made it. And the Ravens signed Deontay Johnson from the Panthers for pennies on the dollar. Good for them. We'll see how that works out. Titans-Lions. The first 16 minutes, if you had stopped the game and I had stopped watching, I'm like, damn, that was a shootout. No, it wasn't. It was 14-14. Calvin Ridley for the Jags had more receiving yards than Jared Goff had passing for the entire game. And still, they put 52 on them. You see Mason Rudolph's touchdown run, you're like, all right, they got some juice. Didn't really matter. For the Lions, the run game, their defense, and their special team stepped up because they were getting short fields. They had 3 really long punt returns, one for a touchdown. Jared Goff finished with 89 yards, and that was it. He had 3 touchdowns because they were playing on short fields. I don't know what the Titans are doing right now. They have to address their turnover issues real fast. The Lions may be the best team in football. They really just may be. You ask your quarterback to do the bare minimum, and you get 52. Damn. Saints-Chargers. The Chargers scored their first touchdown in almost 8 fucking quarters. Damn. Their players were, or their fans were cheering like they had just won a playoff game. J.K. Dobbins runs harder than a lot of running backs that I've seen, especially with his size. And then, Chargers had Ladd McKinney from Georgia just absolutely hooping. His cutback on his touchdown was utterly ridiculous. You could tell he wasn't that fast, but he took the right angle. What's up, my guy? You good? He had a bunny costume on. I was going to get him to come over here, but it's neither here nor there. The Saints have a short yardage issue. They don't get 3rd and 1s. They don't get 3rd and 3s. yeah, Alvin Kamara is their only hope, but he's not that guy. He's not that guy, pal. I didn't realize that the Saints have 2 quarterbacks from Fresno State, Derek Carr, and then I think his name is Jacob Painter. I don't know where the Saints go from here. The Falcons got a stronghold on that fucking division. It was rare to see a long snap miss for the Chargers, where he it went straight to the punter, but he couldn't get it. Weird. Either way, Chargers, Justin Herbert, best quarterback over the last 2 weeks. I think almost 1,000 yards, no turnovers, 5 touchdowns. Chargers, get it together. Chiefs, Raiders. Chiefs really didn't even need D-Hop. He was just a threat. Kareem Hunt got lucky to go back to Kansas City because when they get in short yardage situations, it's always going to be Kareem Hunt. Shout out to me for picking him up on fantasy. Bang. This is Travis Kelce's first touchdown in 13 games leading back to last season. That's insane because you normally see his name called all the time. First touchdown in 13 games dating back to last season. What's going on? Yeah, absolutely, I got you. I don't understand how teams don't get that Kansas City pass game lives in the middle of the field. So when Tyreek Hill left, they stopped throwing it right, left. It was always middle of the field. It was always Kelce on a crosser. It was always drags. And I don't understand why you don't see that. It's 3rd and 3. It's 3rd and 4. It's going in the middle of the field. That's just what it is. Tell me if you heard this before. Patrick Mahomes threw an interception. He does this often, and people like to bury it because he's winning games, which I get. That's fine. Patrick Mahomes throws a lot of picks. A lot. I knew that pass back, hook and lateral thing that KC does was going to eventually end up somebody dropping it. He dropped it, picked it up. It's fine. As for the Raiders, they were in the game. They just don't have a closing ability. They don't have like a go-to. They don't have like something that they can lean on. You're playing with your 3rd string, used to be 2nd string, now starting quarterback and Gardner Minshew. I don't know, man. Casey just finds ways to get it done. Casey's secondary, they got torched. And Minshew got bailed out, but...
Hey, Price, how you doing? Go Birds.
Go Birds. Don't do this. Don't do this. Don't go Birds me. Colts Texans. Same old goddamn story. Same old fucking story. Anthony Richardson is terrible. Short, intermediate, deep ball, sure. Got it. This man threw a gift to the Texans safety, and he stared him down. Big Mike, Jonathan Taylor, back, looked healthy. The issue is the quarterback for the Colts. Both defenses came to play, which is a matter of which quarterback was going to be better than the other one when it was necessary. Joe Mixon came back, such a physical runner, monster. He's got to be pissed that he was hurt at the beginning of the season because he led the league in rushing, and then he was out for 4 weeks. The Colts defense played well, enough to win the game, but their offenses couldn't stay on the field. Colts time management is ass. You got to get out of bounds when you're out late. You got to get out of bounds when you have a chance to win the game. And then when it was a Hail Mary time for the Colts, he gets sacked. He's running backwards. Also, Stephon Diggs now is out for the year for the Texans, which sucks with an ACL. Hate to see it. Jets, Patriots. What? The Jets are What are we doing here, man? You're 2-6. You let this man run your team as an Aaron Rodgers. You let him bring in players that you honestly didn't need. And here we are losing another game. Here's a stat for you. Teams that have scored 20, allowed no turnovers, less than 250 allowed on defense, are 750-1. The Jets, this past weekend. in the history of the NFL. This is unacceptable for the results that they expected for the Jets. I don't want to hear it. Aaron Rodgers' time is up. Not everybody can be TB12. Not everybody can be Matt Stafford and go to a team and win a Super Bowl in their first year. The Jets just picked the wrong pieces, man. They just did. They even have Hassan Reddick back. Drake May, their starting rookie, went out with a concussion. And still, the Patriots won. At some point, it is your fault, Aaron Rodgers. I'm sorry. I'm not, but I'm sorry. Steelers, Giants. The Giants cannot stop the run to save their lives. They have bad. It's either is it bad red zone offense from Pittsburgh or good red zone defense for the Giants, because it was a field goal fest. George Pickens had a really nice touchdown catch, but he couldn't get his foot down, which was crazy, because I thought it was a touchdown when I watched it. And then you get back-to-back quarterback fumbles. You get Darnell Washington, the tight end, is a gigantic human being. But at the end of the day, the Giants had plenty of chances to win this game because the Steelers' offense is just stagnant. They just get into the red zone and then they kick field goals. But wins are wins. I don't understand why the Giants are in prime time at this point. What are we watching here? Why? Why are we watching the Giants on Sunday and Monday nights? For what? Fix it. Last game, Cardinals, Dolphins. The return of Tua the Gall. That team has to be so happy. Tyreek said he was going to cry when he was like, yeah, I found out that Tua was coming back. And I understand. I thought the Dolphins had it. It was a back-to-back or back-and-forth game. Kyler was just elite in the fourth quarter. They got Marv just going in the fourth quarter. I mean, you needed a third down, Marv. You needed a touchdown, Marv. You needed a big catch to set up a first down, Marv. And James Conner, he is the most upright running person I've ever seen. The thing with the Dolphins is that first Tua, I mean, he can throw a deep ball, but like I saw him like undercut or undershort a 50-yard pass. Can't be doing that. But even with the loss, I'm sure Dolphins fans are fucking happy because you don't have to look at fucking Tim Boyle anymore. At the end of the day, it was National Tight End Day. I think almost every single team had a tight end with a touchdown. Other sports, Sixers are pissing me off. They got fined $100,000 because they're mismanaging this whole Joel Embiid thing. Good for them because I want to see my best player fucking play. The Dwayne Wade statue. I'm gonna get into that next week. I almost made it my thumbnail before the thumbnail that I have this week with the fake mustache ladies. Go look it up if you haven't seen it. The World Series is 3-0 Dodgers. I don't want to see another fucking game with the Yankees in it. Dodgers better close it out this week. That's all I care about. LFC, Liverpool second on the table because, I mean, couldn't handle Arsenal when it needed to be handled. It's okay. As for you parents this week, check out your Halloween candy from them kids because people are fucking sick. Big up to the first state. Stay focused and be great. Take a sip. Stay focused. Stay safe. Stay alive. That's all I had to say. And you pity the fool.